Okay, so Captain America's done. I got the credits playing in the background, so I'm just going to talk about it until the teaser shows up. So this was anyway. So this was one of the last ones to come out before. Or, wait, this was the last one to come out before Avengers did. So it's weird that it's technically the first in the chronological order because it takes place in the 40s. Um, Now, I enjoy this movie. It's a really great character piece on Steve Rogers. It really helps you get into his head, and it tells you a lot about him. You really you cheer him on through everything he does throughout this movie. There's no point in this movie where you do not support what he does, in my opinion. The thing that I don't like about it is that what the movie was originally sold as was going to be, a World War II, science fiction-y kind of film. Like, it was going to be a film where you got it was sold to me as a war movie, is what I'm getting at. And the what I feel the movie should have been about was reduced to a montage of, a really cool montage, but a montage nonetheless of him just, blowing stuff up, and that always bugged the crap out of me because there are two montages in this film. One where they're blowing everything up and defeating Hydra, and two, when he's selling war bonds. So to me, that basically says that those two are equal in stature, I guess. I don't know, it just always bugged me. I never really liked that about it. I mean, let me put it this way. I didn't like it. I didn't like what it was sold to me as. I enjoyed it as for what it was, but I didn't like how it was sold as something else. Um, Otherwise, the film is absolutely fantastic. The acting is top notch. Tommy Lee Jones steals the movie away, and I really do enjoy it on the whole. I really do enjoy it on the whole. It's a great piece, and it's a really good way to start, the whole Avengers thing, because this is, I don't know, I guess I'd say the most believable way to go. Like, I mean, it's still got elements of just the fuck, or that's a little far fetched. Obviously, the rocket Red Skull takes off in is kind of silly. Um, like, needlessly silly. I mean, if he could get away in the car, why wouldn't he take the car? It'd be one thing if they showed them using that rocket again, but they never do. So it was kind of, pointless. I guess I'd call it was effects for the sake of effects, and I don't support that. All in all, though, I do enjoy the film. It's what else is there? Oh, like I was saying, it's the best introduction for this. When I think about it, watching it in chronological order, this is probably the best place to start because it's the least far-fetched of all the films to start out with from the beginning. I mean, it starts out really slow. It builds into this Marvel universe. It takes baby steps with you to get there, and it's a really good thing. Yeah, I guess that's the biggest point is like because by the time you get to Iron Man and Hulk, it's just and Thor especially, it's very out there. It's very crazy, stylized universe where you know there is no believability to it. There's suspension of disbelief that allows you to believe in it, but when you honestly start to scrutinize it really doesn't make a lot of sense, or doesn't not make a lot of sense. That sounds wrong. It doesn't seem as logical. It doesn't seem as believable. I guess I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's not realistic, and that's not a bad thing. It's just that's my point. Is this is the most realistic of the films at the beginning, and as you go on, it adds to that, but in really subtle, small ways. There's, with the exception of the rocket, there's nothing really that feels completely out of place because the technology that they do introduce is it's very steampunky, or not steampunk. It's very clunky. It's very old looking, and that helps sell it. It looks very rough. Let me put it that way. The I enjoyed the theme in this movie that they introduced of, a weak man is the man to give power to because they understand what it means to have power, as opposed to a strong man who just has had it all his life and just abuses it. I thought that was a really good point to make, and it was really just it really resonates. It's very identifiable because everyone's felt, marginalized or put to the side, excluded from something. So when you get to see, the ultimate version of that with Steve Rogers, it's quite satisfactory to see him carry on and persevere. I guess I don't know. I don't want to keep talking just because there are credits going, but I'm just trying to think if there's anything else worth saying. Um, that seems like about it. So there's my thoughts on Captain America while I watched the credits right after watching the film for third or the fourth time.